Well, good morning. Uh, I was able to sleep till just before midnight again. That's a good thing. It doesn't always happen, but it's happened now again last night. It didn't happen the night before, of course. Anyway, the title for the video today is Will I Finally Meet My Friends in Australia? I hope it's not an April Fool's dream. I was on the Australian team with Swiss Indo a couple years ago or so, and I connected with some great people. Though she was not part of that group, she invited me to go for a visit. I think that would be a wonderful change of pace for me in light of what I'm going through. However, I will need help with costs, including airfare. I mentioned it briefly in yesterday's video, but I wanted to make it clear with a video of its own. I would like to leave by the end of April and come back near the end of May, a 1-month stay. I'm hoping to get some support here, including a welcome from my Aussie friends, especially those in the southeast part between Sydney and Melbourne, including Canberra. Please share this with those you think might be willing to help me with a much-needed vacation. Also, if anyone knows the Seekers, I'd love to meet them too. Oh, indeed, Alish, when I got the invitation from Alish, it really raised my spirits because here was the opportunity that I needed to get out of the funk that I've been in by changing where I am and changing the scenery and going someplace where I've never physically been before, at least not in this lifetime, and yet where there are people that I can connect with that I've met before, and not in person, but through the internet. This time it would be in person. And I've never been. The only places outside of the United States I've ever been is Canada and the Virgin Islands. I've not the Virgin Islands, but the Bahamas. I'm sorry, the Bahamas, not the Virgin Islands. Those are the only places I've ever been outside of the physical continental United States. So even though I've been to most of the United States by now, over 40 states I've been in at one point or another in my life. But this is an exciting thing for me, and it's lifted my spirit, just the opportunity and knowing that there's the potential of getting out of here and experiencing something new will recharge my batteries. And I listened to Alish interview Santo Bonacci yesterday. In fact, he was on 2 different programs, and one of them he talked about the flat earth theory, and he's very adamant, and she said that she's pretty open to all angles, just doesn't like the division in the truth community. And boy, does that resonate with me. I'm glad I'm meeting a kindred spirit. I will not, I've explored this flat earth thing. At first, for a couple years of people trying to tell me about it, I rejected it. And then I had a very good friend become part of it, and I watched some videos that she recommended that I watch, and I changed my mind for a while. I even took the globe down that I used to have up behind me in my former house, and I stopped having the globe there as part of the scenery in the background. But then I watched a video by one of the astronauts that showed a picture of Earth from space, and it sure looked like a globe to me. At least it was a big circle, and it was very illuminated and enlightened, lighted up. It was just a beautiful planet as shown from space. And so I thought, no, the flat Earth thing is bunk. And then Santos yesterday got me thinking, well, maybe it's not as much bunk as I thought it was. It might be round and just simply not a ball. I don't know. I still don't know the answer to that one. I'm certainly agreeing with Elish that it's not something that I'm going to look at people that have a different opinion than me as being somehow a lesser spiritual being, and that's true of you know, vegetarians and stuff like that. I mean, I've been a vegetarian. I experimented with that, and then when I went in the hospital, as I said, um, I went into the hospital and they were feeding me vegetarian food, and it was so awful that I had to go. If I wanted to get any nourishment at all, I had to eat food that tasted good, because I'd take a few bites and try different parts of the vegetarian meals that I was ordering initially, and I'd have to send the plate back hardly touched at all, because it tasted so bad to me. uh, so I eat meat with moderation, and I try to do everything in my life with moderation. But anyway, I'm excited about the idea of going to a country that adopted me. Basically, I was adopted by Australia during the time of Swiss Indo. I mean, Peter Van Runt became a really close friend. I did many videos with him. I've invited him to do videos with me again, but he's not ready to do that at this point in time. I'm looking forward to connecting with Aristo this weekend and doing a video with him for the first time in a good while. But this thing has lifted my spirits. And then I had a long conversation yesterday evening with a local friend here from in the Melbourne area, and in the spiritual community, but not one of the churches that I was involved in. Although I actually met her at a church. I met her at a church. She was an artist, or she is an artist, and I met her at a church rally. Not a rally, but a sort of where they had all booths and stuff like that, and different things at Unity. She's not part of Unity, but that's where I actually met her. So anyway, yesterday was a day that my spirits got uplifted. I connected with people, as I said, that just, it helped me get out of the funk that I've been in. I still don't have answers to some of the questions that have plagued me, but I do think that this opportunity for a trip such as to Australia would be extremely beneficial for me, and I'm really pleading with you, my friends, to help me if you possibly can financially. I'd like to raise at least $2,000 to cover the airfare. I don't want to dip into the money that I've saved to put a roof over my head when I come back. I'm not even going to try to put a roof over my head until I come back. And who knows, maybe some things will break loose. There's certain indicators that the U.S. military is ready to it might be ready to overthrow the cabal, and that would be the most wonderful thing that could possibly happen, even though it might cause some bloodshed and stuff like that. It would be, in my opinion, a very necessary step in the right direction toward recovering human rights, because the United States is not a human rights country anymore. It gives lip service, but it doesn't practice what it preaches. Anyway, if you can possibly support me in this thing so that I can raise the money that I need for the airfare, or maybe I could find a donor that's willing to actually buy me a round-trip ticket from Melbourne to Melbourne, Melbourne, Florida to Melbourne, Australia. That would be an ideal situation for me. And I don't know what else to say, really. I feel a sense of excitement, and I'm really hoping that this trip happens, and I'm able to turn around and start being optimistic about my life again. Thank you for listening, and namaste.